Kaboom.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the AIB Show. This is Amit,
And Dominic.
and it is. This is being recorded before it airs on Monday. All right, as Dominic smiles. The reason I make mention of that is because Amit is tired AF, as I just landed about an hour and change ago, and I don't think coffee's working at this point. This has been a long week of late nights and beveraging. And turns out I'm old, and it takes a while to recover from such things. So bear with me. Continue, Dominic.
Did you ask your barber last week about your temples? Your missing hair? Your receding
Yeah, she
hairline?
said it was dope. She's like, look,
she did not.
She was like, how can you have a more perfect head of hair? And I was like, I don't know what to tell you, lady. It is just gifted. I'm a very lucky man.
Fake news. Fake news.
She said that it was amazing.
I'm looking at your temples, bro. They're receding. They're looking at them.
Dope, man. What are you talking about?
I'm looking at them.
Bro, don't you wear goggles, dog?
I don't.
You don't wear glasses?
I have 2015 vision. I'm pissed I don't have 2010. I go there all the it annoys my sister, my wife, because I keep bragging about this. I got my last test, I think December 2015. Boom.
Hold up, pause. You got your last eye exam December of 2015.
No. No, sorry.
That's what you just said.
No, I have 2015 vision.
No, I know, but you got okay. Just to make sure, you didn't get your test in 2015 and holding on to those results as if they're current. You actually got 2015
last year
in 2022.
I was pissed I didn't get 2010 because everybody said, "Oh, when you turn 40, you're gonna lose your eyesight. Oh, when you turn 40, it's gonna go downhill."
You just lost everything else. Eyesight stayed intact. You just can't walk.
No.
You can't fitness. You're losing the hair, but eyesight.
Here's not losing. I'm looking at yours. Yours is going.
You know what's funny about this, right? I didn't know. I saw this on the IG. There's like a powder for like hair product now, right? Like remember back, I think we talked about it on one of these episodes at some point where you used to use like a handful of like gel, like depth gel or whatever it was, right? To have your hair look greasy and shiny as all AF, right? And I don't like the greasy, shiny look. And so I put like aloe, like literal aloe vera in my hair. And that's what I use. And that's like the hair product. The problem with aloe vera is it's great and all. It just doesn't, there's not so much staying power. You know what I'm saying? It's like if a good breeze blows, there you go, you're done. So I'm at the barber and I'm like, I need something that's not shiny. And I'm sure, actually, you probably don't know because you have no hair, but there's pomade and stuff like that. You heard about these things?
Yes.
Right? But that's just greasy AF and that never gets out of anything. You can't even wash it out of your head. She's like, there's this powder, like talcum powder, like shoe polish, like shoe powder that I'm putting in my hair now. And it holds. I'm like, this is crazy. It's called a gorilla stick or something like that. And I'm like, ain't there something?
It sounds like poison.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm like, hey, at this point, we're all
at this
point,
you're losing it here. So you only have a few years left. You got to write it out. I get it. I don't put anything in my hair.
You need to have hair first.
For the last few years.
You need to have hair first. Your hair isn't even long, dog. Your hair is like maybe a centimeter.
No, just
it just curls. It curls into a centimeter. It's like a slinky. It's like a slinky. It's that. Yeah.
So have you heard of this DC crime bill that Biden came out and said he will overturn? And it's the first time Congress is overturning a DC law in 30 years. They have congressional oversight, but they haven't done anything in 30 years. So basically was DC City Council, I believe 13 members, changed laws with regards to sentencing guidelines for things like carjacking and burglary, lessen the mandatory sentences for them. And the mayor was against it, right? She thought it doesn't help to reduce crime. And the council's, what they claim as a defense was DC laws were so egregious. And this changes puts them in line with many other states, right? So Biden has come out and said, because Congress, I guess, has passed whatever motion to overturn this, including 31 Democrats, Biden has come out and said he will support it. And it's a big deal because Congress president hasn't done that in 30 years in DC. So it's stepping in, you know, it's a weird dynamic because we always talk about states' rights, and DC's that unique perspective. You know, Biden came out and said he supports them for statehood, but it's federal oversight and congressional oversight into what the local municipality has determined. So, kind of, what is the point of all this state right, if ultimately feds can just come in and do something? It's like a mockery. So I don't know.
Hold up, but is this, and again, pardon my ignorance here, you're trying to tell me that, so in DC right now, the laws are whatever they are, right? Egregious or otherwise, the laws are A.
Yeah, whatever they are. Yes.
Okay.
The
And so
council,
now-
city council has voted to change this and has made changes
Okay.
last year.
So that the federal government can have a say in the.
No. Has
Sorry.
made changes. So
Uh-huh.
now Congress is not happy with those changes.
Okay. So the state
So-
made changes. Well, it's not a state
DC,
technically. So
right, made
this is why.
changes.
So this is why it's a nuanced dynamic.
Congress
so
has come out because the mayor objected to it, but she didn't have the power to stop it.
Okay.
Right? She's objected to it. Congress has stepped in and said, "Oh no, we don't like that you guys are doing this. So we want to change. We want to go back. We want to veto what you did."
And you're
So
telling me
now-
that the Republicans and 13 Democrats and Biden,
31.
sorry, and Biden
So
are
now
on the
Biden
same
has
page?
said, yes. Yeah.
Huh. That's the bigger story. They're on the same page about something.
Yep.
That's
I
actually
mean-
bipartisan.
Is it though? I mean,
That's literally.
look what the issue is.
The issue is, well, the
It's
issue.
crime. This is crime.
Yeah,
we already
but
know where.
but I don't know what. But I don't know
Biden's
what
been here.
changed.
Biden's been aligned with this since the 70s.
True, but I don't know what's changed. So I can't really speak on it because I don't know what laws were changed that were against the
Lessening
mayor's-
sentencing for burglary, or lessening sentencing for
So,
carjacking.
all right, so pardon me.
mandatory sentencing.
So they're against the reduction.
Correct.
Oh, kind of changing my perception a little bit now. My perspective is a little different.
And I don't know what it was before and compared, but the council is claiming it's more in alignment with many other states, how they sentence. And these were overly burdensome and harming society, right? Yes, people should be punished, but it was, in their eyes, over punishment, undue punishment.
I did not know this. What I did know where do we stand on the whole statehood of DC? What's the situation there? Do you know?
I don't
Like,
even
hear
know.
about
I
it
didn't
and
know.
then
I
it
didn't
goes
even know that
quiet.
was like gaining traction or a thing still until I
it
just
was
read that
something
Biden
that-
said he
yeah.
supports it.
But he said he supported like back on the campaign trail, like back then too.
Oh, I didn't even know.
And then obviously nothing. So that's why I don't know what the situation is there. TikTok banning. You're hearing
Oh,
about
yeah.
this, right?
Oh,
More and more.
I forgot to write this down as a show note. It's interesting.
Obviously.
Very interesting because I saw something on IG today where somebody said we got to
I thought you should have said I saw something on TikTok today about the banning. That's what you should have said.
we've
All
got to
right, go
call our Congress people and let them
Mm-hmm.
know we don't support this. So I saw an interesting thing on 60 Minutes where a guy was discussing just the extreme dangers of TikTok, not from a security standpoint.
ahead. Yeah,
And that's
the
more what
addiction
Congress is.
standpoint.
It's the harmful effects to society and especially our children.
Okay.
And he was talking about, listen, there is federal oversight. It happened in the tobacco industry.
Mm-hmm.
It happened with seatbelts. He said we can do with things that are proven to be harmful, and then the intent is harmful. And there's a reason why China's TikTok is different. You know that?
No, did not know that. I don't know
China
what our
doesn't have
current.
China's TikTok is like educational stuff. China doesn't have. They don't allow this version of TikTok, the rest of the world TikTok, the American TikTok, in China.
Okay, two things. Let's go back to the seatbelt situation and whatever else. They're not related, personally. I don't see the correlation between the two because also this same claim, because I don't know if you can make the claim that it's actually harmful. Like because
No,
go ahead.
okay, not TikTok specifically, the social media aspect and
Okay.
the addiction to the phones and stuff. Yes,
That's fine.
Maybe not TikTok specifically.
That's my point. You can't. My point is, if you go down the path of saying TikTok is overly addictive, then what do I do about
Facebook.
IG? Yeah, then what happens now? So you can't go down that path. Okay, so you can only quote unquote ban TikTok because it's Chinese, right? Even right. I mean, so and this is where I'm at a loss. I don't use TikTok, so I'm not. I don't get it. But It's got global traction. I forgot where was it? I think I was just in Canada. They're looking to ban it on like government phones. You know what I'm saying? So if you work for the government, then you can't have TikTok on your government phone and stuff like that, right? In thought process there, obviously, that there's some nefarious code in there that could grab information from your phone. I can kind of see that, but outside of like a government person having this on their phone, I don't know what you can. I don't know how TikTok becomes any more dangerous than anything else. And this is where I'm ignorant, so I don't know. Like, your kids on the TikTok?
One.
And
I'd be happy if TikTok was banned. Just makes things easier. Like, I limit the use.
that's a lazy ass thing for you to say. So you're saying I don't want to
No, I
parent as
limit
much,
the
so I want to. Okay, but against where does IG fall then? Where the kid's not using IG anymore. I don't even know. I don't know school anymore.
My son uses IG.
Okay, so then I
Daughter
go back
does
to
not.
this. So you're okay with the IG use and
No,
not
I'm
the
not
TikTok
okay.
use?
Listen, at the end of the day, I'm not okay. Even the stuff I do, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram, right? The stuff I do, like it's just it's too much of us overall.
So
I'm
you
not.
want
I'm not saying it should be banned or anything. I'm just saying it would be easier if it was banned. Oh well, right? But I'm a victim. Not a victim. I'm What's the word I'm looking for? You call it addiction. We're all addicted to some level. We're all addicted,
okay,
right?
but then okay, so
But
then
here's the problem. Here's the dilemma because of what it's doing to our kids.
what is it doing to our kids?
So no. There was I forgot the details of the poll. It polled a crap ton of kids.
Okay,
And the number from a certain age range, the number one, like back in the day, you'd be like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer. I want to be a police officer, all that kind of stuff.
mm-hmm.
China, number one answer,
Mm-hmm.
astronaut.
Okay,
America, number one answer, social influencer.
okay.
Play that out for the next 30 years. See the trajectory of the two countries.
No, hold up. I'm with you, but I'm not putting that on TikTok. I'm putting that on a lot of different things, right? Coupled with the fact that we're
No, it's not TikTok. It's social media. TikTok, the biggest
valid.
influence
Okay.
of it.
Totally
Yes.
with you there. Okay, so what is your solution? What's the solution? I hear the dogs in the distance, and now they're vacuuming the hallway outside, so there's just ambient noise for days. We keep going. What's the solution?
Educating people of all ages, including kids. That
Okay, let's stop there.
What?
You see where education is in this country currently.
Yes, but
Okay.
I was. I didn't mean. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Public, private. I didn't mean. I meant like internally at the house, at home.
Okay, so you're gonna put it on the parents, educate their kids.
No,
on the
I listen. They used to believe like, oh, they see it's on the internet, it's on TikTok, it's true. I'm like, no, it's not.
No, hold on.
As kids, it's hard to.
The misinformation game is key, where you assume this stuff is legit because you're seeing it on anything. You go, oh my God, it's got to be real, right? I get you there.
That's what I'm saying. Education, not public policy.
Okay.
Education, right? It falls on us as parents to do a better job, myself included.
Because you remember back in the day when we were kids, and first-person shooters were a thing. And Congress was like, oh my God, our kids are killing kids because they're seeing it on the video games, and the video games are going to be the end of our society, and so on and so forth. Remember that whole thing?
Yeah, but there was proof in all other countries have the same things, and they don't kill like we do.
Yeah, but that's my point. My point is we found somebody to blame that wasn't we just wanted something to blame. No one to take ownership of shit. Just like you just said, I'm not putting it on you, but you're like, hey, if you took it away, it would have made my life easier, right? It's like, how do we blame something so I can take it off my list of things I need to worry about or manage? Right. And I liken TikTok and social to video games of the past. Like video games, I mean, kids just spend a truckload of hours in video games.
No, it's completely different. It's completely different.
Me. I don't know. It's something I didn't even play the video games that you play.
There's a scientific proof of looking at a blue light screen versus on your phone with your neck down. First of all, the neck injuries among kids, it's a serious thing. Their necks are like this.
No, okay.
Hours a day.
I'm gonna give you that, but
I'm giving you the difference between the video game. I'm giving you the difference.
Okay.
The differences. And we can say it's a minor issue, a big issue, whatever. I'm just giving you the issues. One, the neck, right? That's gonna be a thing. It's already a thing with kids having neck issues. They're going like this all
You
day long.
realize
So
you're not on a visual medium completely. So
I mean,
he's,
if you
he's
finally
putting
put
his
these videos,
chin, he's
if you
putting
finally
his
put
chin
these
in his
videos back
chest.
up on YouTube like they're supposed to
Not
be,
back up. They're on. Put them on YouTube, not back. They're never there.
back them up
Continue.
to the cloud.
Keep going.
So there's also the mental aspect of it.
Okay.
There's been in terms of depression. There's a million studies out there about
I'll give you
the
that.
effect that, and then you get into, and this is just, these are even for kids that have social lives, have friends, things that they're still, because it's a comparison thing.
Agreed.
For girls, you're seeing other girls that dress better, in their eyes, have better bodies. It's a body issue thing, you know. And then for kids that don't have friends, it's diving into this. It's a whole depression thing. The mental aspect, they're also not, their brains aren't developing. This is stunting their growth.
Hold up. There's
Right.
brain
So I'm not
development.
saying TikTok. I'm saying video
the
games
phone.
versus the phone aspect.
No, I'll give you that. But
and the
now,
addiction where we talk about adults, there's some it's I don't remember what it is. The amount of times we touch our phone a day is insane.
yeah, I'll give you that.
And we're all guilty of it. And I used to have, I told you, I don't push any of my emails now because I don't want that feel that I don't want to have that need to think, oh, what bing, or I gotta check it, kind of a thing.
This is why I don't have one of the watches, because I'm like, yo, I don't really need it in my life. But here's what I'll say though. I feel it in every generation, and maybe this is different. When the TV came out, oh, these kids just watch TV all day. Back in my day, we're out in the thing. Then the video game thing came out. Oh my God, these kids are just doing whatever. They're rotting their brains for video games. Then the content of video games came out differently. And then that changed again. And now the phone is out there as well, a different medium.
Here's the difference though. Kids can wake up the second they wake up on their phone, brush their teeth, use the toilet, go in the shower, go in the car to school, at school, sneak it, watch it, right? And they are doing this.
Agreed.
Come home from school, first thing they do, walk around the house like zombies. That's what they do. Pretend to go to bed, be on their phone. You can easily be on the phone 8, 9, 10 hours a day. That's completely different. And we are never been less active. We've never had in America as much
but that's also inevitable.
obesity,
but that's
right?
inevitable. Okay, so I think
no, it's not it. It's inevitable for two reasons. It's what we eat and it's lack of activity.
But that's what I'm saying.
Big contribution to the lack of activity differs from being in video games.
But hold on, but here's what I'll say. With tech advancement in general, you have tech advancement in general, I would expect to see a drop off in physical exertion. So therefore, you have a correlation between advancement, meaning making things simpler, and the negative correlation is we're just not as quote unquote healthy, right? Because a lot of things are done for us that we would have to do for ourselves, right? That's just kind of the nature of the beast. It's just kind of the way things go. So I don't know what the balance is, but I don't know of a situation where you can have both the advancement and the health dynamics, unless it's like a mandated situation, countries like China, Korea, whatever, right? Who mandate certain things. Other than that, like if you're telling me that, hell, you got a Roomba at your house? This is where you're talking to the mic.
What do you mean? Do I have a room?
You don't know what a Roomba is?
Oh, I think. Well, first of all,
is that what's called?
First world guy. Maybe
we're both in America, guy. Yes, first world guy.
Number two, you didn't articulate particularly well. So it sounded like you said, do you have a room by your house? To which I'm thinking, I have enough rooms in my house and my neighbors have rooms. So I don't know what you mean. Second of all, I do have a Roomba vacuum and it's a Roomba.
Hold on. It's not a room like ROOM?
No, it's RUM, like the drink.
Oh, see, didn't even know I don't have one. That's my point.
Actually, I think it. Not so sure.
Now I gotta Google this crap, man. You're calling me out, and you even know the answer to this question.
A Roomba would make more sense.
Right? It is double O, you dumbass. Rumba, the man said. Friggin'.
I call it Rumba.
Yeah, man, that's what it is now. Just call it whatever you want. You friggin' moron.
I have a Rumba at my house. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the point. That's exactly my point. Amit doesn't have one. Right, so right there, you're doing more and more with technological advancement to do less.
But hear me out.
Then
I also sleep every day. It's because I have a shedding dog. I need a Roomba and a broom.
Hold up. But people have had dogs before. Dog ain't like dogs just showed up on our doorsteps when the Roomba came out, man. People have had dogs for generations, son. What kind of ridiculous comment is that, man?
You should see this dog. It's
Oh my! This is the most sheddingest dogs of all dogs ever.
You know what? Guinness World Record. Yes.
I mean, you see what I'm saying? You're perpetuating what you're saying that we aren't doing enough of. You are your own worst enemy in this scenario.
Oh, what did I say 5 times already? We are all, myself included.
No, I was like, don't throw the we there. Amit ain't doing this. No, hold up. No. But you're using one device. I'm saying technology as a whole. We're focusing on one thing. Technology as a whole is allowing us to do a lot of things that we would have had to done some manual labor, some general exertion to achieve back in the day. Hell, I ride a scooter around the place. I could easily walk the 4 blocks, but the scoot gets me there in 2 minutes. You feel me? So I'm not disputing this either, but my point is any technological advancement, although the scooter I think is a step back. I don't even know if we're going back in time now, the scooters, except that they got a motor on them. Moving on. What is it like, how would you want to address this? Like, how do you think we can actually address this? Because if you're saying we're eating worse, which is obviously there's some technological dynamics there as well, and we're less fit, technology again. People are on their phones, technology again. Certain apps that want to take off the phone. What do you mean
technology causing less healthy eating?
No, isn't
you mean the ease of which to get food? Is that what you mean?
Well, that's one thing. The other part of it too is a lot of the food is kind of like it's modified.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking okay.
That's tech. Yeah. Right? Because you're trying to produce more, have it last longer, get it further distance, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And this is the game. Right? So as you have technology, as you have general advancement, this is the counterplay. The counterplay is what you're talking about. But again, I go back to TikTok specifically with the need to get rid of TikTok, right? And so like the Secretary of Commerce, right?
But they're trying to ban it not for the quote unquote health. They're just trying to ban it for
China.
For safety.
Quote. For China. Because it's China, right? Like literally, so I was about to say right now, right? The government is concerned about the dangers posed by other Chinese apps too, right? Quote unquote, this is again from Gina Raimondo. So she's a Commerce Secretary of Commerce. If what we're worried about is Chinese-backed companies being on tens of millions of American phones, including members of the military and privacy concerns, data concerns, misinformation concerns, it doesn't just apply to TikTok, she said. And that's kind of my thing, right? If you're going on this path, you go on this path for a while, but now she's pretty much calling out all Chinese apps. Right. So now everything from
wonton soup.
Wow, that was racist. Wow, dog. And you're laughing away and quiet. He's laughing by himself. That wasn't even funny either. That was racist and not funny. That was not. Now, if there's actually an app called Wonton Soup, by the way, that's going to be amazing. That's what you should look for. No, but there's a bunch of apps trying to cut off in general. That's why I'm like, I don't understand. But and experts in general from Google and various other companies are, dispute whether or not TikTok is any more of a threat than anything else. Right. And to your point, wanting to be
TikTok is a threat to the dumbassness of our society. That's what it's a threat to.
You want to say that again in English? Because you didn't say what you thought you said. But that's okay. But that goes back to your point. You said if you ask kids what they want to do in America, they want to be in social media influencers. Why?
That's what they see all day, and that's what they see. It looks like the easy life, and it looks fun, and you get people liking you and seeing you and recognizing you, and you're famous, and you get money from it.
The last part is a key part. You're financially incentivized, significantly.
But every job, you could be a garbage man and get money from it, and
significantly financially.
Yeah, but
that's
the overwhelming majority of social influencers are not.
No, but that's
any profession.
But that's like saying too, but we also do it with sports. Okay. So then what are your thought process about kids going, hey, I want to be a basketball player or a football player or whatever else?
That's fun, but you need a plan B, plan C, plan D. Or just not think one day you're going to need those plans because the odds are it's not going to work.
But that's my point. But even in the social media game, right? I think the same thing would apply. Want to be an athlete or want to be a social media influencer, I think your odds are similar, I would assume. I don't know. Right. So but parents nurture one and not the other, and parents kind of nurture both because there's money.
Oh, parents no. How many parents are actually nurturing social media?
Again, I'm saying this. I don't have
until
kids,
it gets to the point.
Until they have money.
There's a girl in my school, by the way. My kid's school has over 100 million followers. Makes over 20 million a year.
That's
She's
my
in
point.
fourth. She's in fourth grade.
Okay, and you're telling me your parents ain't nurturing that, and
Yeah.
you see all
Oh,
the stuff
yeah.
on the YouTube, and you see the stuff on YouTube where you got the whole family involved in social
I'm saying
media.
the problem with the athletes is so many parents live vicariously through their kids. Number one. Number two is they think, oh, my kid is going to get the college scholarship, not realizing how low those odds are.
Okay.
And number three, not thinking, well, maybe if I actually invested my money or saved my money, if possible, as opposed to putting it into thousands upon tens of thousands of dollars annually into my kids' sports, hoping to get them into college, I could just save the money or invest the money for college. And if they happen to get a scholarship, boom, you're good.
But that's the same thing as the TikTok situation. Is my point. If you want to be a social media influencer or an athlete, it's the same dynamic. Parents want to live vicariously. Parents want to their kids cool. You get the money, the whole nine. Probably ain't got to go to college or whatever you do. It's all paid for, and you got money coming out the door, and your parents are living off the kids. It's like it's the kids who what is it the kids who would the parents who would have their kids be in like movies and TV shows. Or,
I just found out Disney yesterday because I know
Uh-huh.
a kid who does work for like Disney and other brands. Disney requires, I literally found this out last night from his dad. Disney requires the parents to set up an account, which they can't touch a certain amount of the money.
If you're union, you have to. Period.
They
If
put-
you're union,
okay.
there's an account that's set up because
So
of
the
that.
parents can't touch it.
Correct. So
They can get X percent, what either most or a little, I don't know what it is, but they can't touch the whole thing.
Yes, if you're a union and you're paying, if you're a child actor, this account is set up for you for this very purpose, and that's just to protect you from your parents.
Yeah.
Right. That's just the way that game works. But yeah, no. My point is, it's crazy. Like all that's crazy in this way. Other crazy stuff, real quick, while we're running out of time here. You see, friggin' snow down in like this in Southern California, bro.
Yeah.
Not that it was significant snow, but people got crazy. Actually,
El Nino.
Is it El Nino related?
No, just throwing it
Oh,
out.
this guy, bro. See, you're talking about me spreading fake news over here. You know, bro, like they got like some mountain regions have been slammed by 40 feet of snow since the winter started. That's insane.
Damn.
Right? Them kind of things, right? For ski resorts, it's too much of a good thing. Mountain High, Southern California averages 67 inches of snowfall every season, but its slopes receive 93 inches. About 8 feet last
I didn't
week
know it
alone.
snowed in SoCal.
No, it doesn't snow in SoCal. So Mountain High in Southern California, I guess it is Southern California, but it's a little further away. Like
not like the
you don't have to go up to like Napa, whatever, change the game, right? There's all the mountains right around. You got Mount Valley, you got a bunch of mountains right around there. Like it's like a 4-hour drive, things like that, up to like Big Bear, things like that. Which I guess would qualify for SoCal. But just they got 93 inches last week, and they're normally average 67 for the season. But and they get rains and they get all kind of stuff like this don't make no kind of sense. It's just it's that's stuff that's scary because they had a drought forever. They still have a drought, even though they're getting all this rain or whatever else. After the snow melts, we'll see what happens there as well, where that all gets captured. But that's madness, my youth. Right? And I was in Toronto. I just got back from Toronto today. My colleague, she's trying to fly to Dallas. They canceled her flight because there was golf ball size hail. There was a lightning storm, tornadoes, and 70+ mile-an-hour winds. She was getting updates from like her neighbors that her chair from her patio done blow out in the middle of the street. You know what I'm saying? Like all this was going on, and she's like, "Yo," and her flight got canceled. I'm like, "That's madness."
El Nino.
All right, I will go with it.
LA, best weather in the world. Biden administration. Do you agree?
What, best weather in the world?
Yes.
Yeah, I do like it quite a bit, actually. Yeah, I'll give it that. I do like SoCal weather.
Biden administration and state governments approved $65 billion for broadband infrastructure.
I'm the one who hasn't slept, man. Not you, man. Use your words, guys.
This is something I haven't talked about in a while, but I used to preach a lot in terms of one of the factors of reducing crime in the country, right?
Broadband
and productivity overall is broadband infrastructure. So 82% of HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, exist in broadband deserts. What does this do? Prevents the students and the communities at large from participating in, online world in the digital economy. There's been studies that say fixing this will add hundreds of billions with a B hundreds of billions of dollars of economic activity amongst Black consumers. Like this is major, right? And even poor white rural areas, like to have infrastructure, to have access to self-education, self-learning, of course, fake news, but even employment opportunities and entrepreneurial, starting your own business. Be huge.
I think it's awesome. Well, not only that, but I mean, we're America, we're first world, we got all the money in the world, all like,
Yeah, but it's staggering how many people don't have like what you and I take for granted. Like we move in, we just get our internet.
No, that's what I'm saying. Bro, I get internet before anything else.
I'm like, yo, so much of this country does not have access or has complete crappy access that is spotty and not there. I think it's crazy.
The only time I get to kind of remind myself of that situation is when I go to Jamaica and I'm like, yo, the internet on here are kind of fraud. And then I realize, man, I got it good in America.
It's so true. Jamaica, you're gonna be real annoyed. I just learned last weekend, a volleyball tournament, and I was living on it, how to use my phone as a hotspot for my laptop. Now you're frozen because I know
you're an idiot. How you cannot be that dumb?
First of all, it only takes like 10 seconds. So you're
telling me like I don't know this? Like you're in the world.
Yes, on your phone. I just change it, make an easy password, done. 10 seconds. Who knew?
Everybody is right.
Often I've like pulled up near a Starbucks and like catch my car and people.
No, you're not that dumb.
Yes, never knew how. I thought it was complicated. It's not.
You are not that dumb.
It's not. And it works like perfect.
And you clown on GoPal and people like that, and you did not know
that your phone
could be a hotspot?
No, that was bad.
Hold up, man. How did you realize? Like, who schooled? Did somebody school you to it? Like, how did you even want to try it at a volleyball game?
I really needed internet. I decided to Google it, and I was like, oh, it's 10 seconds of work.
Sorry, hold up. You needed internet on your you had your laptop with you.
Yeah, I needed it. And so I Googled it on my phone.
Out of curiosity, what did you need internet for? To send an email?
It was for emails. But I needed those emails done then, not scheduled later. And I needed attachments that were on the computer. I know you're trying to dig deeper.
No, I was saying, I was like, it was a fat thumbs, was attachments. Yeah. That's what it was.
Something else I didn't know.
You got 2 minutes.
More Black families, significant amount, are turning to homeschooling since COVID. Upwards of 7 times more than before, due to concerns about in the public educational system, concerns about bullying, disciplinary action, which there's been many reports out there that Black students get disciplined at a vastly disproportionate rate than their white peers.
But what is discipline in this country? In Jamaica, we got beat. What's
no, whatever. It could be suspension. It could be expulsion. It could be extra, whatever it is, going to the principal's office, right?
That's extra homework.
Yeah. So that's an interesting one where it's, Black families are finding a greater sense of cultural identity because they can control the narrative, as opposed to places like Florida. Can't really talk about race and gender and anything. U.S. history, right? Some things like that. So it'd be interesting how that plays out. And lastly, Tennessee State Representative Paul Sherrill. Did you see this comment?
Yeah, he's a friggin' continue.
So they were talking about because there's been issues with the death penalty, in terms of lethal injection and it not being efficient. To not sound callous, or try not to sound callous. So there was talk about bringing back the firing squad, death by shooting. To which somebody said, "Well, where do you get shot? Do you get shot in the heart? Do you get shot in the head? Like, how is this better?" To which this guy said he supported that, this representative, and said he'd hope to bring back hanging by a tree in Tennessee. He'd like to bring back lynching as a form of, mind you, from the mid 19th century to late 19th to mid 20th century, late 1800s to mid 1900s. There were almost 5,000 recorded lynchings in America, of which the majority were Black people. Yeah. Who wants to bring back lynching?
The fact that that's even like, option is not the right word, but the fact that that's even like something you could say and not be just laughed out of the room and or banned from any kind of social interaction with people blows my mind. right? Like I read that and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And then I saw the video and I was like, you are a moron, sir. And I mean that in every
And you hear
sense
him
of the
talk.
word.
It's exactly how I'd hear him sound too if you saw the video.
Oh no, completely. Like he's the stereotype of just no, he's living the stereotype. He is the moron that I think he is. And by making that statement, he's proven just that.
Yeah. And it's one of those reasons why, again, I am adamant against being anti-death penalty, no matter what. There's not a single scenario you can convince me.
I am.
And that's why. One of the reasons why. State makes mistakes all the time.
On that high note, we will wrap this up.
Be better, eat better. Justice over order. Sleep better.
To do. Oh yeah, Mitt's got to sleep, bro. I'm struggling right now.
Take care of your hair. Don't put funky powders. Otherwise, you could end up like a Mitt with receding temples.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This hair is flowing. I've got a lot of compliments this week. Yeah, just so you know, got a lot of compliments.
By the way, I know you gotta go into this. I was listening to the Lebertard show, and they were Connor David Sampson saying, "There's no way your beard can be that gray and you don't dye your hair."
Really? Again, apparently, there's a way.
I don't believe so.
You've seen it.
I do not believe so.
It's just the way.
Fake news.
It's called genetics, son.
No,
right? There's no way you can be that fat and claim to eat no food and healthy food. Like genetics is genetics, son. It's the way the game works, bro. You gotta have juices for lunch and dinner, and yet still huge and rotund. How is that possible? Yes, see.
Eat better. Justice over order. Be well. Needed reviews on Apple. We had an issue last week. Took a delay to come out. Yeah.
Were you the issue?
No, we haven't had any reviews on Apple in a while. So please take the 30 seconds.
By the way, this is like episode 99.
98 or 99.
One of them. We're right there. We're right there on the cusp of 100.
Let's do it.
If we could get 100 listeners, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Move in the right direction. Take it easy, everybody.
Cool.